Welcome back. Some breaking news coming in now. In a latest development, as per sources, wanted terrorist Arsh Dalla has been arrested in Canada, is what we are learning. He was arrested on the 28th of October in a gun violence incident. Javed Hussain, my colleague, joins us on the broadcast to give us more updates. Javed, क्या जानकारी मिल सकती है, किस वजह से यह हिरासत हुई और अब आगे क्या किया जाएगा?
देखिए, कनाडा पुलिस और कनाडा एजेंसी की तरफ से अभी दोनों नाम नहीं जारी किया गया, लेकिन टॉप सूत्रों के हवाले से एजेंसी से ये जानकारी है कि 27-28 की रात को कनाडा के मिल्टन में एक शूट आउट हुआ था, जिसमें 2 लोग अस्पताल में आए थे। गोलेफ पुलिस इस पूरे मामले की जांच कर रही है। गोलेफ हॉस्पिटल में ही इन दोनों को एडमिट कराया गया था, जहां पर कनाडा पुलिस ने इन लोगों को, जो हेल्टन रीजनल पुलिस सर्विस है, उन्होंने इनको हिरासत में ले लिया था। हालांकि जो टॉप एजेंसी, उनका यह कहना है कि हर्षदीप दल्ला भी उसमें एक है, जिसकी उम्र 28 साल है और वो अपने परिवार के साथ इस वक्त कनाडा में ही है। जिस तरीका से KTF यानी कि खालिस्तान टाइगर फोर्स, जो कि एक आतंकी प्रतिबंधित संगठन है, उसको इस वक्त हर्षदीप दल्ला ऑपरेट कर रहा है और वो पूरी तरीके से बम्बिया गैंग से भी जुड़ा हुआ है और 2023 में भारत सरकार की तरफ से उसको टॉप मोस्ट वांटेड घोषित किया गया था। साथ ही देश की केंद्रीय जांच एजेंसी जो NIA है, NIA की हिट लिस्ट में भी हर्षदीप दल्ला को शामिल किया गया है। लगातार हर्षदीप दल्ला जिस तरीके से लॉरेंस गैंग का सबसे बड़ा दुश्मन माना जाता है और इस वक्त विदेश में बैठा हुआ है, उसके कई ऐसे बड़े गैंगस्टर्स और शूटर हैं जो इस वक्त देश के अलग अलग देशों में, अमेरिका की बात करें, कनाडा में खुद वो इस वक्त है, इसके अलावा पुर्तगाल की बात करें या फिर ब्रिटेन की बात करें, तमाम बड़े शूटर्स जो इस वक्त हर्षदीप दल्ला के वो एसोसिएट्स इस वक्त देश के अलग अलग कोने में बैठे हुए हैं। हर्षदीप दल्ला पे ड्रग्स से लेकर आर्म्स डीलिंग तक की बड़ी जो सिंडिकेट है, उसको वो ऑपरेट करता है। हर्षदीप दल्ला जो है प्रतिबंधित संगठन जो खालिस्तानी टाइगर KTF यानी कि खालिस्तान टाइगर फोर्स, उसको भी वो ऑपरेट कर रहा है और पूरी तरीके से वो हिंदुस्तान में टेरर मॉड्यूल हो खालिस्तान को लेकर, या फिर इसके अलावा हिंदुस्तान में एक्सटॉर्शन की बात करें या रैंसम की बात करें, तो उसके जो गैंगस्टर्स है, उसके शूटर्स है, वो यहाँ पे पूरे क्राइम को, सिंडिकेट को ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं। हर्षदीप दल्ला की तलाश NIA को भी है। लगातार देश की एजेंसीज जो हैं पूरी तरीके से हर्षदीप दल्ला पर नजर बनाई इस तरह के बड़े गैंगस्टर्स पे, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान में के कई ऐसे नेटवर्क है जो हर्षदीप दल्ला के कनेक्शन में सामने आया था। साल 2023 की बात करें तो NIA की जांच में भी ये सामने आया था कि किस तरीके से हर्षदीप दल्ला जो है वो हिंदुस्तान को लेकर लगातार हिंदुस्तान के खिलाफ टेरर मॉड्यूल हो या फिर गैंगस्टर्स मॉड्यूल हो, इसमें लगातार हिंदुस्तान को नुकसान पहुंचाने की लगातार साजिश है रच रहा है। लेकिन जिस तरीके से 27 और 28 अक्टूबर की रात को कनाडा में जिस तरीके से हर्षदीप दल्ला वहां पर हिरासत में लिया गया है, टॉप सूत्रों के हवाले से खबर है कि उसको वहां पर हिरासत में लिया गया। उसके साथ एक और शख्स है, जिस तरीके से शूटआउट के बाद उसे अस्पताल लाया गया, गोलेफ अस्पताल में उसको एडमिट कराया गया, जहां पर उसकी इलाज चल रहा है और उसी के दरमियान कनाडा पुलिस ने उसे हिरासत में लिया है। क्योंकि हालांकि कनाडा एजेंसीज के में भी ये खबर सामने आई है, लेकिन सबसे बड़ी बात है कि इन दोनों की पहचान नहीं की गई है। लेकिन जो सूत्रों के हवाले से कि उसमें से एक शख्स जिसकी उम्र 28 साल है वो हर्षदीप दल्ला है, जो कि इंडिया का मोस्ट वांटेड है। एक चीज और साफ हो गया कि जिस तरीके से कनाडा में लगातार जो इस तरह के बड़े गैंगस्टर्स हैं, अगर हम इसके राइवल गैंग गोल्डी बरार की बात करें जो कि लॉरेंस का, वो कनाडा के टॉप 10 गैंगस्टर्स में वांटेड है, उसके ऊपर करोड़ रुपए का इनाम है और इंडिया में भी उसके खिलाफ NIA और देश की दूसरी एजेंसियों का वो वांटेड है। लगातार पंजाब पुलिस की बात करें, दिल्ली पुलिस की बात करें, दिल्ली पुलिस और पंजाब पुलिस का भी वांटेड है और लॉरेंस गैंग को वो वहां से पूरी तरीके से सपोर्ट कर रहा है। और बम्बिया गैंग का लॉरेंस जो गोल्डी बरार है वो दुश्मन गैंग है। तो ऐसे में बम्बिया गैंग को जो है देवेंद्र हिमांशु भाऊ की बात करें या फिर हर्षदीप दल्ला की बात करें, इसके अलावा लखविंदर रिंडा की बात करें, तो ये तमाम वो गैंगस्टर्स हैं जो इस वक्त विदेशों में बैठे हुए हैं। और जिस तरीके से कनाडा पुलिस ने इसे हिरासत में लेने की जो खबर आई है टॉप सूत्रों के हवाले से, ये एक बड़ा है। लेकिन जिस तरीके से कनाडा हिंदुस्तान का जो अभी हाल ही में कुछ मामलों को लेकर जो एक संबंध पे जो एक रिलेशन है डिप्लोमेटिक, उस पर असर पड़ा है। तो अब देखना ये है कि जो एजेंसीज हैं वो देश की जो टॉप
जानकारी के लिए हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए आपका शुक्रिया, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। All right, moving on. In the now approaching Maharashtra elections, the BJP and the Congress have now released their manifesto. In the BJP manifesto given by Home Minister Amit Shah, farmers and women remain in focus, and the manifesto focuses on the state's economic growth and its infrastructure. Shortly after, Mr. Kharge released the manifesto, where farming, industry, employment are amongst the focus as part of the manifesto. We'll talk about this with our guest. Joining us on the show is Charu Pragya, National Spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Dr. Pooja Tripathi, National Spokesperson, Congress Party, also joins us. Dr. Seema Malik, Spokesperson for the NCP. Sharad Faction also with us on the program. Last but by no means the least, Rajalakshmi Joshi, political analyst, with us on the program as well. Before I pose my first question, I'm just going to go over to the big screen and try and show you what are the differences in the manifestos and how both the parties are trying to lure voters into voting for them. And this is how basically the cookie is going to crumble in Maharashtra. The BJP, what's it doing for women? Well, the BJP is giving them financial support. They're giving them 2,100 rupees for women every month. Mr. Kharge said that women will receive 900 rupees more, which is 3,000 rupees per month under the Mahalakshmi scheme. So more or less, Congress trying to emulate what the BJP is doing. Not only emulate, perhaps even better it. The BJP also has promised to the farmers that the Bhavantari Yojana, which aims to empower farmers by enabling them to purchase inputs at better prices, is going to be launched in Maharashtra. Remember, Maharashtra, one of those very, very important states when it comes to farming, and also the state where maximum suicides were observed just a couple of years ago by farmers. The MVA has said that they have promised to give 3.5 lakh relief for farmers as well. Those who are in fact indebted or have loans will be taken care of. The Bharatiya Janata Party, when it comes to jobs, has also gone on to say that they will create 1 crore jobs in the next 5 years, which is 20 lakh jobs in a year, is what is being promised by the Bharatiya Janata Party. The MVA says that the youth who are seeking jobs will be given 400 rupees monthly stipend. Well, we are not sure whether this stipend is going to be for working somewhere or it's going to be an unemployment allowance. Health is an important region as well for both the parties. The BJP has said that the expansion of reach of the Prime Minister's Ayushman Bharat scheme and Mahatma Phule Jan Arogya Yojana to make healthcare accessible to all. And this is an area where the Modi government has done a lot for the people around the country. The MVA says that insurance coverage of up to 25 lakhs per household alongside free medicines in government colleges is what they are going to be giving to the people of Maharashtra. In terms of infrastructure, which Maharashtra is definitely, craving for, investment of 5 lakh crore rupees will be made in infrastructure projects with the help of the central government. The MVA says that the development of a special corridor connecting all villages visited by Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar is what the MVA is going to focus on. So what we are seeing at this point in time, folks, are a lot of promises. I would also like to bring into perspective that the Prime Minister just a few days ago went on to say that, there are parties, of course, hinting at the Congress Party, who have made promises but do not have the coffers to process those promises or fulfill them. Charu, I'll begin with you. Obviously, Maharashtra, an important ground for the Bharatiya Janata Party. It is aiming to, grow leaps and bounds in Maharashtra, but there are some chinks in the armor as well. What do you make of the manifesto and how it is planning to pull in people to vote for the Bharatiya Janata Party? Let's not forget that the MVA is also pulling no punches when it comes to attacking the BJP, saying that the promises that they made nationally have not been fulfilled. Then how can they translate to a state like Maharashtra? Charu.
Good evening, Vineet, and thank you for having me on your show today. Every single promise made in the BJP manifesto is in furtherance to the work that we have already been doing both in the state and in the center. The people of Maharashtra, the people of India vouch for all of this. So there is nothing which has magically newly been added. In fact, the only thing that we consistently talk about is staying united. So whether it is the previous motto of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, which means we want everybody to prosper together, to now एक रहेंगे तो safe रहेंगे. Everything that the BJP has been doing has been perfectly synchronized and perfectly aligned. Now you compare that to the Congress Party and their alliances, and you see how the Maha Vikas Aghadi has come up with this manifesto. One, they go around state after state after state promising freebies, promising free money, what is the condition of that? And in spite of their own national president Kharge ji sounding out a warning to the tune that first look at your pockets before you make promises to other, I don't think it has made any impact on this particular manifesto. We have seen in Karnataka how women were promised 1500 rupees. They did the same thing in the state of Himachal Pradesh. Both the states have not received anything. They promised free electricity. Nothing has happened again in both the states. Free bus rides in Karnataka. Well, the bus company has called in on the debts due, and I don't know how that's going to go far. So I can go on and explain how step by step old pension scheme was promised in the state of Himachal Pradesh. Today, the government there does not even have the money to pay government employees their salary. More than 15,000 government employees are still waiting for their salary. But they do have the time and the patience and the priority to probe some samosas that went missing. That's Congress for you, and that's their allies for you. They talk about giving a health cover of 25 lakhs per family. Well, if you divide it and if you compare it to the Ayushman Bharat Yojana, isn't it practically the same thing? It's per person 5 lakh rupees. You multiply it by a couple of members in the family, it comes to the same thing. The Jan Aushadhi Kendras have been dispensing medicines at 90% discount since a very long time already. So here we have exposed Congress and its allies for what they are. They are selfish, they overpromise, they underdeliver, and of course, you said there are chinks in the armor, but the chinks in the armor, in fact, exist in the MVA. So, a few more days left to vote. I am very certain that people are now looking strictly and only at developmental agendas. People are only looking to see who's going to make better bridges. Bharatiya Janata Party delivered on the Atal Setu. Who's going to make sure that metro projects are not shared because of huge egos? All of these things are going to only be done if it is BJP that continues to be in power in the state of Maharashtra.
Okay, let's get a response to what you have said from Dr. Pooja. Pooja, what do you make of what Charu has said? And obviously, Himachal Pradesh would be one example, won't it, where a number of issues have come up for the Congress party in terms of fulfilling your promises. Is that something which is going to resonate with maybe the polity, but definitely the voter also in Maharashtra when they go out there and vote for you?
Vineet, good evening to everyone. Vineet, the topic of this debate was Manifesto war. So I'll start with Manifesto and I'll answer Charu and your question sometime later. Because when we have what we have promised, you have to understand that when you promise cash incentives to women, does it come under freebies or does it come under the Ladki Behan Yojana? When you promise cash incentives to the women of Haryana, does it come under the freebies or the Yojana? When you promise free gas cylinders on Diwali and Holi in Uttar Pradesh, does it come under freebies? And when you promise free rations to 80 crore people, I think they should first make their heads clear on what is a freebie and what's a social welfare scheme. Coming to Manifesto, Vineet, I'll start my point from Manifesto. Charu is right. There's nothing new that has been magically appeared in the manifesto. I have 2019 manifesto, which promised 12-hour free solar powered electricity to farmers. We are sitting in 2024, not fulfilled. 15,000 primary health centers. This has been again repeated in the 2024 manifesto that was released by Amit Shah ji today. The same solar powered electricity, the same talks about women empowerment. But the fact is, when it comes to crimes against women, Maharashtra holds the second rank in the country. When it comes to crimes against children, Maharashtra holds the first rank in the country. When it comes to missing children, Maharashtra holds the first rank in the country. When it comes to the extremely undernourished children, extremely malnourished children, Maharashtra has a first rank in the country. So, they can talk, moons and stars in the manifesto, but that's their 2019 manifesto I'm talking about. In 2019 manifesto, they promised to double the farm income by 2024. But the reality today is in just 6 months of 2024, 1,267 farmers, including the 55 women farmers in the Vidarbha region, have committed suicide for, loans as measly as something as 1 lakh rupees for roads. This is the reality. Maharashtra goes through extreme agricultural distress. This is the reality. And now they are actually promising moons and roses in their manifesto. The Anup Satpathy committee, demarcated the 502 rupees minimum wages, which does not cover the minimum expenses. The We have seen an 8% rise in minimum expenses. They have laid out huge plans for infrastructure and unemployment. The problem is that Maharashtra grapples with 11.3% unemployment rate among graduates, and there's this huge unemployment rate among graduates. They don't have any concrete plans to do. They don't have any concrete plans to fill up the 2.5 lakhs vacancies, and that's where Maharashtra sees to it. They talk about the infrastructure development. We have seen Adarne Shivaji statue lying on the ground just a few months back. Prime Minister Modi inaugurated it. They are talking about employment generation. We have seen 15 major companies moving on from Maharashtra to Gujarat, which could have generated a huge chunk of employment, but no. So, they can go on and promise. They have done that in the central government too. And I was talking about that. You were talking about the healthcare. I don't want to repeat what MVA versus Ayuthi has promised. 15,000 primary health centers promised in 2019. Delivered was zero. Zero was delivered. But they are there. The Rajya Sabha MP Mahadik is openly threatening women ki कांग्रेस की रैली में जाएगा उनकी फोटो लो मैं उनको प्रॉपर बेल्ट ट्रीटमेंट दूंगा. This is Rajya Sabha MP Mahadik saying that women who go to the Congress rally. So this is where. And when we talk about Karnataka, when we talk about Telangana, when we talk about Himachal, we are delivering what we promised. It's not some la-la land that we deliver, that we promised of 15 lakh.
Okay, all right. I have to get in Rajalakshmi into this conversation as well. Rajalakshmi, what do you make of what Pooja said? Would you categorize it or dismiss it as whataboutery? Because that's what we end up doing many a times on the show. What about this? What about that? Or do you think there is metal to what Dr. Pooja Tripathi said, that there have been unfulfilled promises, and when it comes to infrastructure and the situation of farmers and the unemployment rates in Maharashtra, it is a big concern. And let us also not forget that when it comes to taxation, when it comes to income, when it comes to the contribution towards our GDP, Maharashtra is a very important state.
Good afternoon, Vineet, and thank you for having me on your show. And yes, it was definitely a lot of whataboutery, because definitely, there were a lot of questions, like especially when it comes to some other states. The guarantees that were made in some other states in the past few elections, they are actually in complete distress. So when the national president of the Congress goes and he tells in Karnataka that we should not make guarantees that we cannot fulfill, I think that is a very telling picture, and that is a sign of great distress. And I'm shocked that in spite of that, again the Congress is again finding itself in this kind of a competition where they will just be offering more and more of these doles. Yes, I will call it doles. And to Miss Pooja Tripathi, Dr. Pooja Tripathi's question or statement about whether this is a welfare scheme or doles or freebies or whatever you may call it, it was just a matter of time before all political parties jump into this and say that yes, we will also give these kind of welfare schemes. You call it welfare schemes in other states. When you introduce this in Karnataka, it's a welfare scheme. When somebody else introduces it in Maharashtra, then it becomes a dole. So so that is something that is a very hypocritical statement, I would say. So somebody who is not able to answer that should not be questioning other people. And when it comes to comparisons, I would say that if you look at the state of Ladli Behna in Madhya Pradesh, I think they're doing definitely fine. When you compare it with what happened in Karnataka, as soon as the elections were over, the new state government of the Congress, they started pointing fingers towards the center, and they started questioning them. They started asking them for the free rice, because they had promised 10 kilos of free rice. So, which they were not able to fulfill, and they had no idea how they were going to do that. Now in Himachal Pradesh, they had promised the sun and the moon, and then now what they're doing is they are trying to tax the people for the toilets that were built by the Modi government. So these kind of things, when you're not able to actually factor in how you're going to be able to fulfill all those guarantees, that is the problem, Vineet. So it is not about what you are offering, it is about how you're going to be offering that. If it is going to be something where you're going to arm twist one part of the population and tax them more and more and give it to one part of the other part, then it is definitely not workable. And in spite of that, if it is just going to come with terms and conditions and you're not going to be doing it at all and you're going to just keep blaming the central government, then definitely it's a big failure. So that is the reason why the Congress, even in spite of having, say, maybe just a few months, like say for example in the Lok Sabha elections, they did very well in Haryana, but then it took hardly any time for them to get into anti-incumbency, and then they actually lost very badly in Haryana, which was definitely something that I think that
Okay.
they should have learned some lessons out of it.
Okay, let me
So,
also rope in Dr. Seema Malik into this
Yes.
conversation and let her weigh in on how she is seeing this entire contest. Dr.
So,
Seema Malik, what would you
good
prioritize
evening.
for both the parties at
Good
this
evening.
point in time?
I was listening to everybody, and I was very much surprised that how can they speak? Yeah, the king of liars. They are telling that we have not done anything, and they have fulfilled their promises. I think it is. I think everybody knows those promises that 15 lakh rupees in the account, the double income of the farmers, and whatnot. I think 2 crore jobs, and you see the position at present. What is the position in India? The way unemployment has grown. So I don't think that Congress has not fulfilled any promises or something. There's for small things they are telling, and then I think the states of opposition are not getting their GST shares, and all those problems are there with the opposition parties, the states in which the opposition is there. And see you see they don't. They are telling like this that we have not fulfilled any promises, and they have given at the time of when they lost the Lok Sabha elections, then they like Achanak they have remembered the Ladli Behna Yojana, and they are putting some 7,000 rupees collectively in their this thing, and they at the same time they are telling that we will see who is going to the Congress rally, and all those kinds of things are there. And see, we have focused our manifesto on the people who really need is, that is the women of the India, the farmers of the India, and the youth of the India who is unemployed, and all the projects from the I think from Maharashtra they are going to Gujarat, then and we have almost lost 5 lakh these jobs, and Maharashtra children are I don't know from how they have taken this from them. I don't know, and what they are going to do this, and see about, if you see about the economy, you see there's a 8.5 lakh crore loan on them. They have got a fiscal deficit of 1.9 lakh crores. And when you are talking about the GDP contribution, it has also fallen from 15.1% to 13.2%. If you see the per capita income, it has also reduced. I think the Gujarat's, in fact, I don't want to compare with Gujarat and Maharashtra. Both of them are important for us. But the way the things are going on, we see no. And what then the kind of corruption they have, you see. And you see the budget of the health budget. It is 4% of the total budget. They talk big things like Ayush Yojana, and we all know, everybody knows that CAG report told that what is the position of the Ayushman Yojana. From one phone, 70 lakh people are booked or something. So we all know these realities,
Okay.
and the kind of corruption which is there in Maharashtra. As the Congress spokesperson said, that the statue which was made in 8 months back, it has fallen, and there's so
Okay,
much.
all right, ma'am. Let Charu respond to what you have said. I think I saw her finger go up. Charu, would you like to come in and respond?
So there, this
Charu?
this is very, very strange that they can talk like this. And so everybody knows about them now. They are, in fact, they are exposed. Yeah, the way they behave, and they promise,
Okay.
and then they don't deliver anything, and the way they were telling to the females of the country,
Okay,
like
all right. Dr. Seema Malik, let me also quickly get one more reaction from Charu on what you have said. We've also run out of time. Charu, go on.
Yeah,
Charu, go
I'll be
ahead.
very quick, Vineet, and thank you for allowing me to read. But first of all, ma'am, let me remind you that Bharatiya Janata Party has not lost the general elections. Congress seems to still be in La La Land. The government is a Bharatiya Janata Party-led government. And when you are quoting all these numbers to me, it just kind of feels like you're disconnected from reality. You want to talk about farmers, you had your government in Rajasthan, you promised to waive off the loans. Instead, you took their land even. You did the same thing in Karnataka. You said that you're going to waive off loans. Tell me how many loans have you waived off in Karnataka? Absolutely none. You've been promising money to women in every single state. In fact, you have destroyed the state coffers in every single state that your party has galti se come into power. So people of the country are wiser today. I have a whole list of things which we can go on and on about. Tenant farmers were going to get 15,000 rupees from the Congress in Telangana. What has happened to that? The daily laborers were going to get 12,000 rupees. What has happened to that? And since you're talking about debt, let me tell you that the state debt of Himachal Pradesh has risen from 42,000 crore before you came into power to so soon doubling to 90,000 plus crore. In fact, you have asked the central government for 10,000 crore help. So please, excuse me if the people of India don't fall for your ploys again. Don't promise money. Please don't. The least you can do is be respectful to women when you're talking about women. They're not looking for handouts from you. So when you have a leader from your alliance who's actually passing off casteist slurs, sexist slurs against women, a contesting member of the Bharatiya Janata Party who's now contesting from Shiv Sena, she was called all kinds of things. She was called imported mal. Who spoke up? So women want respect. They're not looking for handouts. Now that
Okay.
has become a problem. Instead of focusing on the major issues, the bigger issues, you have trivialized our country into a place where you overpromise, deliver on zero, and then in spite of that still insult the electorate.
All right. Okay. We've run out of time, but nevertheless, we got a lot in the limited time that we had. Appreciate everyone who joined us and spoke their minds. We take a short break on that note. Be right back.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.